The news of NCT's Taeil being removed from the group over SA accusations has stunned both fans and non-fans, who argued he didn't seem like the type. However, others disagree, suggesting that signs of his true character have been in plain sight all along. On August 28th, SM Entertainment dropped a bombshell statement by revealing that Taeil would be departing from NCT following accusations of SA. According to said statement, SM had only recently found out that Taeil was involved in a criminal case due to his accusations, so they decided to kick him out of the group. As for the investigation, they said that Taeil had been cooperative but revealed nothing else, promising to issue more updates in the future. Mind you, SM isn't a company that's known for kicking their artists out, at least not without filing a lawsuit first, so Taeil's case was a shocking one. It became even more shocking when the NCT members, along with Taeil's best friend of nearly 2 decades, all went on to unfollow him on his Instagram account, which is now set to private. Then, in a statement to KBS, the police provided more details about the incident and its timeline. According to the Bangbei police station, they received a report from Ms. A in June alleging that Taeil had SA'd her. As a result, Taeil is now under investigation and has been formally booked. The police emphasized that they would not disclose any further information to protect the victim's privacy, but did confirm that the accuser is an adult woman and no minors are involved, as it had been heavily rumored. However, when the police revealed that the investigation had been underway since June, it sparked outrage, with many accusing SM of deliberately hiding the situation despite the severity of the allegations against Taeil. Since Taeil had been taking part in group schedules as the investigation was going on, SM dealt with heavy backlash of letting him walk around as if nothing had been going on. This prompted them to release a second statement, revealing that they first learned of the allegations in mid-August, which is when Taeil was also informed. Taeil was questioned by the police on August 28th, the same day he was removed from NCT, and the investigation is still ongoing. This situation caught everyone off guard. Typically, when such serious accusations are made against a public figure, no matter how famous or popular they are, rumors tend to surface first before the person involved is named. Either that, or there are reports about it without mentioning the person's name. As an example, on September 2nd, it was reported that a male Korean YouTuber was being investigated by the police for mistreating his dog and having inappropriate relations with a 13-year-old, despite knowing that she was just a middle school student. So even though he has committed some severe crimes, his identity is still being hidden from the public. In Taeil's case, however, there were no leaks beforehand, no reports of this kind, and just SM's statement. A Reddit user also pointed out that even Korean fans were caught off guard by this news. It's worth noting that they were aware of Jessica leaving Girls' Generation before it was made official, and Lucas's Chinese fans were already talking about his possible hiatus or removal long before SM said anything. So why did nobody know anything about it? More than anything, the news made people wonder, were there any signs that Taeil was the kind of person to commit crimes like this? If you asked a regular NCT fan, Taeil would likely be the last person they would imagine getting caught up in something like this. Even though he was one of the group's best vocalists, he didn't have many fans because he was very reserved. When you watched NCT content, he was the one who didn't talk much, and when he did, he sounded a bit awkward. Overall, he was very shy for an idol and didn't have the vibrant energy that many NCT members display. As a result, he often avoided the spotlight unless someone specifically pointed him out. Because of this, most people held him in high regard, and after his motorcycle accident, they were hopeful for his recovery and return. However, being shy and calm doesn't automatically make someone suspicious or capable of wrongdoing, which is why his behavior caught many off guard. Either way, former fans began to see that his actions didn't always match his public image, which suggested something might be off. For instance, a Redditor noted that Taeil rarely made an effort or went out of his way to be kind to the other members, instead just accepting the attention and affection directed at him. The same user also said how it was weird that none of the members respected him as if he was the oldest, as they wrote, "They don't show the kind of respect you'd see towards an elder in other K-pop groups, as in, he's never been the kind of person who is worth listening to." Once again though, these are not actual reasons to write somebody off as a criminal, but people found it weird. Another thing that was brought up was the rumor that Taeil had gone to a club while he was recovering from his accident. Back in March of this year, when Taeil was still on hiatus due to his injuries, a Twitter user posted a picture of someone they claimed to be Taeil in a nightclub. There was no date on the picture, so it couldn't be said whether the picture was really taken when he was injured or at an earlier date. This sparked strong criticism from netizens and fans alike, especially since the other members were struggling to manage promotions without him. If he was out partying while they were left to handle everything, it reveals a lot about his character. It's not that partying makes someone bad, but abandoning his members during a crucial time definitely shows he's not the person he portrayed himself to be. A netizen also commented, "This guy frequents the clubs often, and people caught him hunting girls at the Han River even during his rookies days. He's crazy about women." Not only that, but after the allegations allegations came out, another Twitter user also went on to claim that a friend of theirs had seen Taeil at the club in the winter of 2023, saying that he had drunk heavily that night and gone around bothering other women. These claims seem to have been debunked by others though, particularly since the photo in question was reportedly taken at Moon Soo-jin's birthday party in July 2023, well before his injury. Additionally, the date does not coincide with the Twitter user's assertion that their friend had seen Taeil at the club in winter. Neither the user's claim nor Taeil's attendance at Moon Soo-jin's party has been confirmed though, so it's up to reliable sources to verify. For fans, the most revealing evidence of Taeil's character appears to be how he treated Win a few years ago when SM was pairing them for fan service. If you were to look at social media posts from 2018 and 2019, there were a few users who stated they were uncomfortable with the way Taeil was constantly touching and clinging to Win, despite the latter expressing discomfort with that. There are several moments in which Taeil either gets up in Win's face, grabs him so he can kiss him, or tries to be really touchy with him, and in response, Win either tries to move away or straight up pushes him. In a post from October 2019, a Reddit user writes, Win trying to squirm out hugs, flinching away, or being visibly uncomfortable with it made it awkward to watch when you're not a shipper who thinks of it as him playing hard to get. There's a similar sentiment from other commenters who expressed that even though the situations were probably made up for fan service, Win looked as if his personal space was genuinely being invaded. One commenter even brought up the NCT 2018 promotions, recalling when Win asked Taeil to stop touching him, only for Taeil to respond that he wouldn't do so. Sometimes Yuta was also involved in the ship and fan service stuff, but according to fans, he stepped away immediately once he saw Win get uncomfortable, but that wasn't the case with Taeil. At best, these were just staged moments by SM to convince fans of the personas they had crafted for the members. Taeil as the persistent one chasing Win who's supposedly playing hard to get. This wouldn't be the first time that SM makes fan service an important part of promotion, so this could definitely be the case. At worst, this was proof of Taeil not caring about people's boundaries or comfort, no matter how close they were. Despite being roommates and friends, Taeil repeatedly ignored Win's request to respect his boundaries. No matter how many times Win asked to be left alone, Taeil didn't listen, making the situation unsettling and downright disturbing. However, the alleged evidence of Taeil's disturbing behavior has apparently been sitting in front of everyone's noses for a few months now. First, we have staff members who allegedly tried to distance themselves from him. Just a month before SM's statement, fans criticized Cho Yoo-eun from SM's Artist Development Center for sharing the walk teasers of all the NCT 127 members except Taeil. At the time, she was accused of ignoring and mistreating Taeil, but now, fans are questioning whether she was aware of the situation and cut ties with him on social media before the news came out. There were also rumors that she had even unfollowed him a few days before, but this hasn't been confirmed yet. However, this directly goes against SM's claims that they didn't know about the accusations against Taeil until mid-August. It also doesn't reflect well on them that in July of this year, YTN published an article about a man in his 20s essaying a female student. While the article didn't mention any names or whether the perpetrator was a public figure or not, a few comments under it that date back to July mentioned Taeil by name. The article was then deleted, which has led a lot of people to theorize that maybe SM took them down to manage the situation in private before releasing the information to the public. Of course, SM's official stance on this has been that they had no idea about what was happening since the police had conducted the investigation in private, but to the almost secretive nature of everything that's happening, people are going wild with the theories. The worst part of it all is that if SM really knew about it as rumored and kept him in the company until they investigated the matter on their own, then it would mean that the members had to hang out around Taeil and pretend that everything was okay, even if they didn't want to be near him whatsoever. An additional concern raised was the suspicious silence from the media regarding the case. Obviously, the public isn't entitled to any information about the victim or the crime that was committed whatsoever, especially since that's someone's real trauma, but a lot of long-term K-pop fans have assessed that they have never seen a scandal unfold like this before. As mentioned, usually there are rumors from sasaengs or ambiguous reports from media outlets before a scandal of this nature breaks out. Investigations also aren't kept secret as things always leak to the press, so having no other statements, updates, or revelations whatsoever has been a bit strange for everyone. However, as long as the victim feels protected and like her case is being handled with all the seriousness and compassion needed, nothing else matters. According to some recent speculations though, the victim who filed the report doesn't appear to be the only one, which brings us to Instagram user Agnes_121430. She's been posting about Taeil on Instagram since June and commenting on his posts since last year. In her first post on June 10th, she accused Taeil of ruining her phone, claiming he had hacked it and used hidden cameras for over 6 years. She questioned whether he was trying to escape now that everyone had deceived her. Then, on June 22nd, she shared what appeared to be a police complaint. In another post, she even suggested that Taeil might have turned off her phone, saying that while he had tormented her, now that she had taken action, he would be heading to prison instead of the military. Through her post, the user alleged that Taeil harassed her to the point of contemplating self-harm and threatened her with the footage he had illegally obtained, using it to blackmail her. Though these allegations haven't been confirmed or proven, fans found them believable because they were made before anyone knew about Taeil's situation, and her complaint was filed in June. After all, it's not every day that you see people in Idol's Instagram comments claiming that said Idol had harmed and blackmailed them. However, many are skeptical of her claims. Some fans pointed out that she has a history of spreading rumors about other NCT members and being extremely delusional about them, suggesting her accusations should be taken with caution. While there's no concrete evidence of these past rumors or her allegedly previous defamatory posts, some fans claim she's notorious in fandom spaces and shouldn't be trusted. What's clear is that even if she is a victim of Taeil, she wasn't the one who initially reported him to the police or exposed his alleged crimes. In an August 29th post, she mentioned that she filed a lawsuit against him in June and received the results on August 21st, just a week before SM's statement. Since the case was already closed by then, it's clear she didn't initiate the current police investigation. With the investigation ongoing and no new updates from the police or SM, there's little more to add to the discussion. The priority now should be the victim's safety and well-being, and we hope that the company, police, and other institutions are committed to ensuring she receives the justice she deserves.